If you're looking for SolidWorks content, I'm glad to say that you already found one because this is the best channel to learn and experience new knowledge and techniques about SolidWorks in just a short period of time. By the way, we are Anthony and John Lord, your speakers for this day. In today's video, we have prepared some step-by-step SolidWorks exercise and assembly tutorial for everyone, and especially for absolute beginners who wants to expand their knowledge and master the craft of SolidWorks. Before we start, we will show to you first the figure of what we are going to make for this day, so you can follow the steps and see how it progresses. As you can see in your screen, we will create the CAD assembly that is consist of 7 parts. In this tutorial, we will demonstrate to you the step-by-step procedure on how to construct the parts and as well as assembly it to set up our finished product. And without further ado, let's begin.
Just like how we always start. Click SolidWorks 2013 and then select part. Next. Change the unit system to MMGS. Select front plane for the perspective view, then click sketch. Draw a vertical center line for your guide. Select line, then start drawing from the bottom. Draw the guidelines and then after that put the exact dimensions or measurements. You can turn it upside down to easily lay down the dimensions in every line. Then input the dimensions. 1 mm, 2.5 mm, 2.5 mm, 10 mm, 1.5 mm, 170 degrees, 15 mm, 5 mm, 40 mm, 2.5 mm, 12 mm. And now that you have the sketch, you can remove the center line that you drew earlier. Next step. Click Exit Sketch, then go to the features and select Revolve, Boss or Base. Click the line in the center of the reason that it will be its axis, then click Check. Next, we will fillet the sides. To do it, click Fillet, make sure that it is constant radius, and then full review the tangent propagation. Input 1 mm for its radius, then click the sides that we will fillet. And finally, click Check. Next, for its holes, select First the top plane, then edit sketch. Insert a center line from the origin and upward for the guidelines. And then place a center rectangle. Click Smart Dimensions, then put 2 mm dimensions for its width. Remove the center lines, then put points in both circle and rectangle. Select the 2 points, then click Coincident in the left side, the coincident. Select Smart Dimensions for the measurement, then put 10 mm. Now, select all the rectangle, then click the linear sketch pattern above the choose the circular sketch pattern. You will see instances. Inside the circle, then put 12 since that's the count of the items that we will extrude. Then click OK. The final step is to extrude out. To do it, first go to the features, then select Extrude Cut. Select on the left side through all, then click Check. To change the color of the part, go to Appearance, then select the color you want. Note that it's advisable to change the color of every part so that you can easily distinguish the assemble. It after you're done with all the other parts. And that's it. We are now done with part 1. So don't forget to click Save, then rename it as part 1 before exiting SolidWorks. To begin the second part, click again the SolidWorks 2013 and then select part. Always change the unit system to MMGS since this is the same unit system you used in the first part. Next step, click front plane, then put 2 center rectangles. Change its dimensions. The first rectangle measures 54 mm wide and 154 tall. The second rectangle measures 50 mm for its base and 150 mm for its height. Next step, go to Features and select Extrude, Bows or Base. After that, put 20 mm measurement, then click Check. Now, change the perspective view. Click Top Plane since we will put holes in the object. In placing holes, select Sketch and add circle in the center with a diameter of 5 mm. After that, we have to extrude cut the circle. To do that, select through all and then click Check. Next step, position and perspective view to the side as we will also put holes on the sides. Put 2 circles with a diameter of 10 mm. After that, put the dimensions of 50 mm from the centers of the circle to the edge of the rectangle. Then extrude out. Finally, change the color of the object and the appearance, then click check. And that's it again. Save the file and name it as part 2, then exit SolidWorks. Now, for the third part. Again, start by opening SolidWorks 2013 and then select part. Change the unit system to MMGS. Choose the front plane for the perspective view. Then put two circles with a radius of 7mm and 4mm. After that, use smart dimensions so that the distance between the two center points of the circles will be 50mm. Next is add lines in the bottom part and the top part of the circles to connect them. Then use trim. Now extrude it with the measurement of 5mm, then click check. Next, we will now extrude circle. Click sketch, then add circle on the left side with a diameter of 4mm. After that, select extrude, bows or base, and put 15mm measurement, then click check. Next step is to place holes. Select sketch, then add center rectangle with a measurement of 10.21mm wide and 2mm tall. Divide the rectangle into two parts with a width that measurement 5.34mm and 4.89mm respectively. Next, for it to have radius at the sides, we will use center point arc for both sides with a radius of 5mm. Then finally extrude cut and click and check. After that, change the color on the appearance, then save it as part 3 and exit SolidWorks. As we proceed to step 4, as we are used to, open SolidWorks 2013, then select click part. Change the unit system to MMGS. You must first select front view and then make a circle with a 10 mm diameter. After that, we are going to extrude it with 62 mm, but it must be in reverse direction. Then we will just simplify return to front view to make a center rectangle. And by using Smart Dimension, we will input 2 mm as its dimension. Now, we are going to select Convert Entities, then select the edge of the circle. After that, we will trim the upper and lower portion of the rectangle, then next are the edges of the circle on both sides. Lastly, we need to extrude again the rectangle with 8 mm, then that's it. We are now done on our part 4. We can edit its color through the appearances. Click Save, then name it as Part 4.
For part 5, we will still begin at front view. First, we will make 3 circles, then just simply use Smart Dimensions. The inner circle had a diameter of 10 mm, and then the middle circle had a radius of 27.5 mm, while the outer circle had a radius of 32 mm. You must take note that radius of a circle is twice its diameter. From the center of the circle, we need to make a vertical line extending to the outer circle. Then, offset the line with 0.6 mm. We need to use bidirection so that the offset is opposite to each other. Next, we will make a 3-point arc. Click the upper portion of the left side of the line, then click the inner circle, and then click on the second circle. After that, we are going to connect the 3 lines on the top using line in order to fix the line on the top. Then, trim the outer circle and use the Smart Dimensions to duplicate all the dimensions that are listed on our reference. Then we will mirror the left side of the arc. Then, we will use the linear sketch pattern that can be found on the Sketch tab. On the number of instances, we are going to assign the value on how many teeth are included in our gear. Now, to fully make our gear, we need to trim all the entities under the gear. After that, we will extrude it but now using mid lane with extrusion distance of 5 mm. That's it for our part 5, and we can also edit its color through the appearances. Click save, then name it as part 5. We are going to start at front view for our part 6. Initially, make 3 circles, then use smart dimensions. The inner circle had a diameter of 10 mm and then the middle circle had a radius of 21.50 mm while the outer circle had a radius of 26 mm. You must always remember that circle's radius is twice its diameter. From the center of our circle, we need to make a vertical line extending up to the outer circle. Then, offset the line with 0.57 mm. We will use bidirection so that our offset is opposite to each other. After that, we are going to create a 3-point arc. Click the upper portion of the left side of the line, then click the innermost circle, and then click the second circle. After that, we are going to connect the 3 lines on the top using line in order to fix the line on the top. Then, trim the outer circle and use the smart dimensions to duplicate all the dimensions that are listed on our reference. Then, we will use the linear sketch pattern that can be found on the Sketch tab. On the number of instances, we are going to assign the value on how many teeth are included in our gear. Now, to fully make our gear, we need to trim all the entities under the gear. After that, we will extrude it, but now using mid lane with extrusion distance of 5 mm. That's it for our part 6, and we can also edit its color through the appearances. Click save, then name it as part 6. We will begin at front view for our part 7. We will create 3 circles and use smart dimensions. The inner circle had a diameter of 5 mm, then the second circle had a radius of 10.50 mm, while the outer circle had a radius of 15 mm. Take note again that radius is twice the diameter. Then, from the center of the circle, we will create a vertical line that extends up to the outer circle. Then, offset the line with 0.405 mm. We will use bidirection so that our offset is opposite to each other. After that, we are going to create a 3-point arc. Click the upper portion on the left side of the line, then click the inner circle, and lastly, click the second circle. After that, we are going to connect the 3 lines on the top using line in order to fix the line on the top. Then, trim the outer circle and use the smart dimensions to duplicate all the dimensions that are listed on our reference. Then we will mirror the left side of the arc. Then, we will use the linear sketch pattern that can be found on the Sketch tab. On the number of instances, we are going to assign the value on how many teeth are included in our gear. Now, to fully make our gear, we need to trim all the entities under the gear. After that, we will extrude it, but now using mid-lane with extrusion distance of 5mm. That's it for our part 7, and we can also edit its color through the appearances. Click save, then name it as part 7. After making the 7 parts of our Katya assembly exercise, we shall proceed on assembling it. First, we need to open SolidWorks 2013 and click Assembly, then OK. For us, to select a part, we need to click Browse. We will first select Part 2. On the upper part, we can see the Hide and Show items, then just click View Origins and click Check. Now, we will add another part by clicking Insert Components, then click Browse. Here, we will select Part 1, then click Anywhere. Afterwards, click Mate and select the surfaces we need to imitate, and click Check. In moving our component, we will just base on the draft because no exact measurement was indicated. Next, we will insert component part 4. We will first rotate the object, then click Mate, Coincident, click again the surfaces and click Check. Then click again another surface for it to collide. And afterwards, we will repeat the part 4 but this time, it must be on the opposite side. Add component, click Anywhere, rotate, then Mate. Now, for our handle, we will add part 3, then click anywhere. Click Mate, then select the two surfaces so that we can make the two parts. We rotate the part 4 so its direction is the same as our part 3. Then, Mate again. Since Mate doesn't work, we will just simply move the part 3. Use Mate so we can lock the two parts. Select first the surfaces, then click OK. For our gears, we will just also add part and then click anywhere. Now, we will mate the part 4 and the gear. Click mate, then select the surfaces and click OK. Move the gear inwards. Again, we will use mate so we can lock the two parts. select first the surfaces and then click OK. Next, we will add another gear, which is the part 6. Click anywhere, then mate. In order to make the two gears move, we will use mechanical mate. Click mate, then we can see the mechanical mates at the bottom. From here, we can see the gear. Instead of choosing the surface, we will select the teeth of the two gears. Take note that their ratio must be equal always. Then click OK. Check if it is rotating. We will use mate, then click the two surfaces and then click OK so we can make our two gears align to each other. It is just the same for the other gear. Add component, click anywhere and then click mate. Now, we will move the gear inside the part 4. Now, we will add the part 7. Click anywhere then make it to part 1. We will make our two gears move again, so we will use again mechanical mates. Click gear, then just select the teeth of the two gears. Since the gear was still moving, we need to move it and then we will use mate so we can lock the gears. It's just the same process on how we locked earlier. Take note, don't forget to also lock the gear at the bottom. Then, that's it. And here's our finished product. It was now fully assembled and we also make the gears smooth. If you want to change the color, just go to the appearances, then click apply at the component level. Then choose your preferred color and select the object you want to change color. That's all for today's tutorial. Thank you for watching and we hope that you learn again something from us. And if you did like and enjoy this video, kindly hit the notification bell button, like and subscribe so you will be updated in our next video. Now, it's your time to try and practice it in your home. See you all in our next video. Bye!